Getting back into everything. The group of you have been resting and recuperating in Elderthorn. And during this time, you've decided to take a few days jaunt into the Pinwood, so to speak. This was not willy-nilly. He wanted to check in on the space in which some of you have previously encountered and eventually slain Mayor Tadell once upon a time. During this approximately 2 days worth of travel, in theory, there and back, with Siegfried's sense of direction reasonably well intact, the group of you noticed at one point that you had been identified and followed, perhaps, or found, certainly surrounded. And there was a brief moment of recognition for Hellerast as she saw a hooded figure she's not seen since the Witchlight Marshlands. Suddenly arrows shot out of the trees, and you were all assailed by a host of somewhat undead Kenku, whose arrows carried a familiar toxin that causes levels of exhaustion to you, particularly deadly, as Aeolus can attest. You all fought back successfully, and were able to dispatch most of these Kenku and put some serious hurt on this hooded individual, revealing its form to be that of what appears to be a knight of some type. Full armor, no exposed bits of skin. You're not sure of its individual nature beyond that, but it did manage to escape from that group of you. This is where we're picking up immediately after this fight has resolved. It is late in the night. The time is yours. What would you like to do?
Can we search the bodies of the Kenku and see if they've got anything interesting?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm still
Um,
seeing a Kenku on the map just next to Dunnan.
oh yeah, that's dead. Um,
Okay.
yeah, don't worry about that. Let me get you back to the proper map.
I think at this point we need to just figure out a place to get our rest and move on in the morning. It's obviously not a good place to be at night.
I agree. Although, as Scythe is investigating for goodies, I would like to try to pick apart one of these to see if it's been altered in any way.
Sure thing. All right. Scythe, give me an investigation check as you are going through the bodies. That exhaustion catches up to you.
Orin is encouraging Helly to pick up some feathers off the Kenku, either tail or wing, enough to make like a fan.
That's the most macabre fan you could possibly have.
It'll have some interesting properties and powers, though.
Scythe also wants a Kenku fan, so can I collect enough feathers for 2 Kenku fans? Is that
Certainly. Looking through everything, there's a number of mundane short swords. Each of them had carried one of them, so say a half dozen mundane short swords and short bows. All of them are in a state of disrepair. But you may also then collect feathers as you deem grossly fit. All right.
How many feathers does it take to make a fan? How big are Kenku
Probably
fans?
about 15.
All right, I'll get 30 Kenku. I'll get 45 just to be
Just in case.
Oh God.
I'm putting 45.
I
Kenku
like the
fans
way
in
you
there.
think.
Looney Tunes tile plucking all these Kenku.
Yeah, there's like 1.5 Kenkus whose like left sides are all bald. By the time they find all of the right sized feathers, because whilst you're collecting 45, they're not all the same. So there's quite a number of false pulls.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the variation.
No, and 2 of them look like they have like feathery mange. Okay. Aeolus, make me a medicine check.
Alright.
Tang, what are you doing during this moment?
I'd like to make an Arcana check to determine or try to know if I cast Speak with Dead, will it work or will it not? Because they weren't fully undead.
Sure, you can make an Arcana check for that. I have a suspicion it should work. They are humanoids, after all. They're not monstrosities. So, it might work.
I'm gonna sit down next, or kneel next to the one that is the least destroyed, and cast Speak with Dead.
Sounds good. Is that, 10 minutes? Oh, that's duration. Action. Alright, wonderful. We'll come back to you in a moment, Aeolus. Uh,
Aye,
5 questions then. As you focus and intone the requisite words of the spell, and you light the small bit of incense that you place upon the body, there's a sort of snapping moment where the beak of the Kenku sort of seems like it was closed and maybe slightly misaligned, sort of snaps back into place, and the whole beak sort of lines up, and you have that moment of like a container fitting lid correctly, and a big exhalation of air leaves this creature's lungs, and the head turns towards you, and one eye just sort of opens. It's glassy. It does not look like it's been brought to life, but more in recognition of the spell taking hold. What's your first question?
From where did you come?
Witchlight!
poison.
Got told to.
By whom?
This is your master now. You must listen to him.
How did you come to be part undead?
The creature sort of the Kenku sort of shakes its head. It doesn't know.
Tang is going to look up at the rest of the party and silently invite them to ask a question because he does not know what to ask for the fifth question.
Does he know? Like, we could ask and see if he knows what his master is. I mean, do we have any? Helly, do you have any idea what that thing is? It seemed like you recognized.
Oh, absolutely not. It stared at us with glowing red eyes while I was on watch one night, looked me dead in the eye, and then disappeared.
Hey, Spencer.
Yeah.
Did any of the voices sound familiar?
Make a history check.
Open character sheet, PC. I will smack the shit out of you.
Not particularly. None of them sounded like anybody that you knew.
I will raise up one of the symbols of evil cast that I hold and just point to it. Like,
What, in answer to Tang?
yeah, like, does it have any ties to Greklork or Evilcast? Has it heard those names?
Tang's going to turn her head back to it. What ties do you and your compatriots have to Evilcast or Greklork? And I'm just going to leave that question.
The head sort of cocks for a moment. No ties. And then just starts this sort of bone-chilling laughter that continues until the spell fades and the head crashes back to the ground with a wet crunch.
I was going to ask it if it has anybody that we should tell about his death, because that would, and where they were, because that would lead us back to his family, and maybe we could get answers from the living, but
I don't think he has family.
Okay.
Besides, the likely answer would be no, because A, he's part undead, and B, he knows that the knight that ran off saw that he would have died, so no one would be needed to be told.
I was thinking it might be a clue to find any other living Kenku who might have an answer to our questions, but...
Well...
Whilst this is going on, Aeolus, as you are wrist deep inside a Kenku of your own, there's something off about these creatures. You notice immediately as you start to try to make this field dissection, so to speak. Your cursory once over seems fine, but the moment you split some of their skin on some parts of them, seemingly, there is a familiar ichor-like ooze that is radiating out from them and spilling forth with all the speed of tar.
From this point, I'm going to use the short swords that we found to continue to
Okay.
cut further into the body.
Okay. Over the course of the next maybe 3 minutes, I'll say, you take note that the first and then second of these two short swords are being destroyed by this pitch, this ichor. It's the same ichor you've seen in the pinwood previously, coming from saps of trees, and that wolves bled. You've never seen it on a humanoid creature previously, though. This seems to be some type of change in its ability to afflict a creature with this. The change in the strength of the pinwood in and of itself, potentially. As you continue to examine parts of this thing with sort of quite shoddy tools for the purposes of cutting something up unopened, as they slowly get destroyed one by one. The creature appears to be barring the injuries it sustained, a regular humanoid. There's nothing out of place or out of sort, other than the fact that from every cavity, from every open space in the body where blood would pool or flow, there is instead this sap, which is mixed throughout.
I am going to take a sample or two of these saps and just for experimentation, I will take Frank and will see if he is interested in the body at all.
Frank is your toolbox?
Yes.
Yep. Frank does not want to eat them.
So guys, these things are bleeding pinwoodicker.
Of note, it is not a one-to-one replacement of blood within the body. As you found sort of muscle tissue and whatnot, there seems to be sap in the space in between tissues and muscles and skin, but it is not flowing through veins and arteries.
Okay.
It's present.
Venom in Twilight.
Pardon?
Never mind.
Yep.
Kinda,
Yep. Nope, I get it.
the venom-based fluid. Sorry.
Okay, sure. If you say so.
I hate that I understood that.
I'm just glad someone did because.
Oh no. All right.
Anyway, sorry.
Do we have any previous knowledge of the Pinwood being under Hollow?
To the best of your recollection, no. Not something you've checked previously.
So,
And based on Tang's knowledge, and when she casted this up in Hollow, it takes a while to cast and does not cover a large area. This, presumably, as far as you know, covers at least the immediate vicinity all around you, which would take weeks to cast.
It also wouldn't be continuous since it's a bubble, and if it overlaps at all with another Hallow spell, your spell fails.
okay, so I have 2 experiments that I would like to do that I would like to run by the group.
I'm intrigued.
We'll probably say that. Go ahead.
One of them is to cast Legend Lore on the Pinwood right now. The other is for me to drink the potion of etherealness and step into the in-between to see what the influence is.
Okay, well, Plan 2 sounds like a terrible.
That's
How long
I
does the potion last?
so the potion lasts for a minute. I don't know if it'll work like that. That's just a hunch in my head. Since it takes you to that plane, that's the plane that we use to teleport through.
So there's a solid chance you come back crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
Hi, there is also a chance that since the Pinwood has changed, if there is an influence, it'll be stronger here.
What if that influence is there?
Well, that's why.
Everything that you learn there because you go crazy.
Well,
Yep.
that's why I'm telling you guys, so that when I reappear, if I am any bit more cuckoo, yeah, put me out and you make
If you're out to pasture.
Oh, I have if you do go crazy, if you were to go there and go crazy, I could give you you could borrow my knife and encode thoughts, and you could take some notes to listen to afterwards.
I just see.
I mean, not saying you should go take the potion, but that does seem like a more fun option.
Well, it is. So it's not a potion; it's an oil. I rub it on myself. So
It's just getting weirder.
All right, once you're all goofed up,
so this is a new thing, you know.
Oh, you're not
explaining my plans beforehand and not just doing them because I get yelled at. Tang now has a real ladle to smack me with. So.
Well, everyone's not thrilled about a freshly greased Aeolus.
No, and the thought of witnessing him grease himself up that we've just been ignoring a bit much.
Right.
I would step behind a tree.
How much of you do you have to grease up? The whole bod?
As much as the oil will cover.
Oh,
Does
Jesus
only
Christ.
the oil part come? Like, what happens if you just oil, like, part of you? Does it just not work?
I don't want to find out. I don't want part of me to just go into the ethereal.
Can I roll medicine or something to know if I would know the answer? As an herbalist. This is important for science.
Sure. I mean, Aeolus, like, even if, like, you only put the oil on part of you, as you slip into the ethereal, in theory, it should spread itself out, right?
Wait, so then do you
No, Tang, you know that they are talking in circles around the fact that Aeolus needs to cover himself in oil.
Also, the oil lasts for an hour.
Oh,
That's a terrible idea. Absolutely not. No.
But wait,
That
hold on.
seems a bit-
Wait, hold on. Is there any way that we could protect me from good and evil? And I could go in. I really want to see it.
I mean, I can cast protection from good and evil, but I do not know that that will be sufficient to keep you safe.
Protection from evil and good.
Yeah.
I think that last.
Always on Tang's side.
I believe that lasts 10 minutes. Also.
Yeah, so it would help a little bit.
Can you unscrub? Can you unlube? Is that an option? Like,
Rinse it off.
Wash? Is that the verb you're looking for?
I mean, I in theory, yeah.
I'm not sending him to the ethereal realm with a bottle of soap. That's a terrible idea.
But what if I wanted to scrub Evil Cast clean?
I don't think that's gonna work no matter how much I blow.
No.
But honestly, this is the best place to use this. And ever since we picked it up from Kelpit, this has been on my mind.
an hour seems like a really long time, though. I gotta say.
What if we long rest and then we do it when we're all fresh?
We aren't coming with you. It doesn't matter. It's a suicide mission.
We can worry while fresh instead of worrying while exhausted. That's about the only benefit I can think of.
Is there a way for me or you to distill it and make it last a lesser period of time? Like, if we could somehow distill it and turn it into 6 that last 10 minutes, I would feel better about that. Even if we lost some time and it was like 6 doses of 8 minutes, but I don't...
5 minutes, 2 minutes even really seems like enough to get a night, you know.
You're the alchemist. You figure out a way to do that?
I mean, I'm
Is this a question for Spencer?
Huh?
Is this a question for me?
This is Tang talking to Aeolus.
Okay, that's what I want. I just want to make sure of that.
I'm unsure. We could try it, but we may destroy the item.
Oh no, that would be so sad.
Oh no, Aeolus won't be in another dimension for an hour all lubed up and vulnerable. Like, what? Let's see.
But I'm not. But I won't be vulnerable. Out of anyone here, I am the best option to send because of Ferguson. If this is supposed to be what we use against them, wouldn't it offer protection in moment of need?
I mean, if we here's the...
And if not, and if I do indeed suffer from the madness that we do when we teleport, we have all of you.
Yeah, but you're assuming you're gonna come back alive. At least if we sent, like, Scythe, I could use a magic circle a minute later and summon her back.
But,
I am summonable.
but if we are heading to a mirror of the Pinwood, nobody knows this space better than me. This is my research.
That doesn't mean you know it well.
Entire time. If this is how you want to go, I'm not going to stand in your way, but I'm going to tell you, for the record, that this is a really bad idea.
It's an option. We also have the legend lore.
Spencer, thank you so much for fixing the alignment. On that screen. Sorry, never mind. Continue. It's anyway.
Legend lore is a much better option, at least to start with. Then we can discuss your suicide plan.
True, we could do both. Both is an option.
Both is absolutely an option.
There is no rush on the on the lubing, oiling, dimensional leap.
It's okay. I'm not gonna
Build
ask
up to it.
anyone to help me oil up.
Thank God.
I don't think I'm anyone's cup of tea here, and I'm also stupid
Right
young.
now. Of course you're not.
It's not that. It's like lubing up your brother.
Exactly. So I'm not
Oh,
going to ask
God.
you to apply sunscreen to me. It's okay.
What's on the screen?
Which do you really want to do? Neolis, which do you really want to do?
You can't ask me that question. You know the answer.
So let's start with legend lore and go from there.
Sounds good. I'm with
Yeah.
the legend lore start plan.
We start with Legend Lore, let's find out, then, yeah.
Alright.
Do both.
Who's casting Legend Lore?
Can we do legend lore for the ethereal within the pinwood, as opposed to just the pinwood itself? Because we've done legend lore on the pinwood itself before.
Put the spell Legend Lore in chat and
Okay.
check the spell. Person, place, or object. That will likely end up being too specific.
Okay. Would legend lore on one of the bad guys work? Evil caster or...
I
We did
think
forecast
we've
before.
already. Yeah, we've already researched in the library about them.
Hmm.
But my thought on legend lore was that if we can focus it in the spot that has been hollowed, maybe we can get some background as to what made it this way.
That's not gonna work because it's not. There's no lore about this area being hallowed.
But if it wasn't always under hollow, it's not. Can I focus on Vergasiv and try to ask the Kami? That's a weird shot.
That's a good place to start.
You can.
Can I try to use Vergasiv to channel into the Kami to cast the legend lore through my armor? Is that something that would work? I don't know.
You can certainly try.
If it ends up oiling him up and letting him go, Helly would like to cast Wheel or Woe. Whether or not that would be the best direction for Eolus to go.
You have a bunch of spaces in there.
It's fixed.
Okay. So you have, in theory, multiple castings of Legends lore here.
So I can only use the arm. Yeah, so I can only use the armor once every 10 days. And then if anyone else has access to the spell, they can also cast it.
This feels a little bit different because it's specific to the item that you touch. Does that mean that that thing that you touch also has to be famous, or is it just that you get the lore about that thing?
Using the touched object as the subject of the effect.
Yeah, but if that thing
Yeah.
isn't famous, then does that mean that the spell fails?
Likely. Or at least isn't of sufficient degree of notoriety. Whether or not people know its name, I think it has less of a bearing on legend lore's legend lore ability, so to speak, as to the notoriety that such and uniqueness that something might have. So whilst very few people in the world likely know about the rod which Aeolus is and the group of you have been completing, that does not prevent it, for example, from being the subject of a legend lore spell. It's incredibly rare knowledge, but because the item is incredibly unique, that makes it a valid subject. So if you touched one of the short swords, for example, the short sword is a mundane short sword that Kenku had that is now destroyed by Aeolus's ad hoc dissection. It's not going to get anything. But yes, the item would need to be of sufficient quality to be a subject of the spell.
Okay.
In the case of something like armor, or a unique weapon, I would probably rule if it was specific to an individual, I could make the leap to the sense that you could use it on set legend lore on said individual, but that's probably the most I can be flexible
Right.
on that. That works.
So then, to find out what's wrong with the Pinwood, legend lore is not an option, and the oil.
At least within the context of how your armor functions through it.
Right. So my armor would be used to like legend lore
Vergisive. Or if you had successfully dispatched that individual that had gotten away, maybe that person's armor. Like you could have gotten information from something like that. That seems like a very good example of it, where you got the individual, killed them, but you have no idea information about them. You get to pull that information thanks to the Battlefield Remembers feature of your armor.
Well, I know what I want to use the armor on, but it's not related to shit now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, did we want to find a place to long rest?
Yeah.
Are you casting Legend Lore at this point, anyone?
I'm not, no.
I don't think so. But if we're gonna do it, we'll sleep on it.
Yeah, and I want to try to rest as soon as possible for those who have exhaustion.
Thing.
I'm not casting it now.
Okay. Alright. So the group of you are going to find a spot to sleep, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And like one of you make a survival check. I'll bear in mind that Siegfried is assisting you though. I'm not pulling up his and doesn't stat blocks to do stat rolls, but you can have whoever's rolling has advantage.
I'll roll.
My computer
Hell yeah.
is
Nice roll.
absolutely fucking up. I'm gonna have to reboot it, but I'll be on the call.
Okay,
Okay.
no worries. As you're about Tang. You do remember. You have that brief moment of thinking, let me just fly up above the treetops and try to find a spot. But you remember in that moment, especially with the 29, how difficult it is to re-find someone on the ground if you pass that canopy. Everything looks the same from up there. So instead, you quickly flit around using your quick wings and small stature and relatively silent movement. As using your compatriots as a beacon to start sort of doing that like dog searching for the tennis ball who can't find it. A circle rotating slowly outwards from your compatriots. About 10 minutes of this search goes by, and you find a pretty wide and flat stone. Looks like a large boulder or exposed bit of bedrock or something or other that is interrupting part of the forest. There's mosses and lichens that have grown over the top of it, and trees that are right up against the edge, and roots that are trying to sort of dig down along the edge of the boulder. As some of it is almost spilled over the flat top of it. The flat top itself is maybe 10 feet by 15 to 20 feet, give or take, of flat-ish space. But what's more interesting about it is along the southern side of this rock, one of the corners, looks like has been washed away slightly by rainwater and possibly wind off of the coast. Who knows how many miles from you? But there is a small depression and almost cave. It's about 8 to 10 feet deep. It's not that deep at all, but it goes underneath this flat rock and would serve as fairly good shelter. You do peer into it. Does not appear to have anything living within it at the moment. It's a pretty good spot, and it's about a 2-minute hike from where your compatriots are gathered.
This isn't the same flat rock we encountered at the very beginning, is it?
Make a history check.
I can't. My computer's. So can you do it for me? I still have no computer or sheet.
You did not get any exhaustion, right, Hallie?
Nope.
Just you got a 5. You are not sure.
Okay. All these damn rocks look the same.
Head up camp.
Leave the bodies where they were.
Yep.
I'm assuming. Okay. You did get the short bows that they had. If anyone gives a crap about that. The short swords. We'll say you destroyed 4 of the 6 in your overall process. So you can add 2 generic short swords to your sell this as scrap metal inventory. If you so choose.
Who has the Spellfire short bow? Anybody have it?
You guys sold it.
Yes. Yeah, we sold
Oh, we
it.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a slot remaining since I got rid of the armor.
Elrast.
We'll put it in there.
Shade and Shine, Bangle the Starlight Raven, and Tempest Griffin Bracers.
Oh, I have the Bangle of the Starlight.
You
Raven.
have the Bangle.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It's inside party loot. There, I put a chart that has all of them hyperlinked. Once your computer's back up. Yeah. Yeah, once you're back up, open the party loot handout and scroll down, and there's a chart with all of the items.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
That may have happened when I wasn't playing one time.
All good. I think it might have been.
Yes.
You had said that you were going to take off the armor and put on the other one, and they were like, well, we need someone to have the bangle for sending, and you had the open spot. So
Okay.
you have the ability to do sending to Storm Surge.
Oh boy.
You find and set up your bedrolls. Are you setting a fire?
It's winter. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yep.
I presume you're setting up your tent underneath the overhang, prevent any wind from really chilling you out. It's snug for all of you at once, but body heat's not the worst thing.
I will set alarm around our immediate area.
I would like to use my Divine Intervention to cast Greater Restoration on Scythe to remove one of the levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
So I'm starting long rest at 2? Or...
You're starting the long rest at 2. If you successfully complete the long rest, it'll go down to 1.
Is anybody down 70 points in health?
Well, we're about to long rest.
Okay, but I have a heal available if somebody wants to, somebody who's on watch or something like that wants a boost.
Dunnan is at 62 of his 100 and something.
Okay, let's consider that Dunnan has been healed with my daily heal.
Sure.
And I'll cast it when I get up.
That's your 6th level, right? Your
Yeah, my 6th level.
Yeah, plus 70.
Oh, the actual heal spell.
Yeah.
Dope. You could do that once a day?
Once a day.
God damn.
LRS gets 16, 17, 18, 19. But they're not spell slots. Which also means LRS, because they're not spell slots, you can then cast as a bonus action a spell slot. Technically, according to the new rules, because...
Okay. Sounds good. I've only used it on Scythe once, and she was already dead, and we couldn't get her back to life in the hags, but that's it.
No good. No, Scythe wasn't dead.
Well,
Hang.
whatever it was, it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, I will assume Dunnan's taking first watch in that case, then, since he just got topped up.
That's fine.
Does anyone have anything that they wish to do over the course of this rest? I've taken note of the alarm spells as well.
Holly's going to use the ribbons that she has in her inventory to try to make the fan.
Sure.
Can I swap attunement on rest? Is that...
Yeah. It takes an hour to attune to something. If you would attune to something and you have no remaining attunement slots, you have to choose one to which you're presently attuned and replace it. Pardon?
Yeah. I was gonna possibly swap the dagger of the ogre mage and the displacement weapons because I can swap those.
What else are you attuned?
The I had a free third slot, and at the start of last session, I was like, wait, did we count attunement after shopping?
I believe you did, yeah. So you have the displacement leathers, the band.
Attuned currently.
Okay, I had them marked as you attuned. Okay, so now you're attuned to the displacement leathers, the bandolier, and the dagger.
Spell needle.
Spell needle. Okay,
The last one, so that I would be less likely to die.
gotcha. Okay, and spell needle. Oh my gosh, what did I do to my? There we go. All right, sounds good. Yep, easy enough to swap that attunement around.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything that they wish to do over this rest?
I mean, I'm going to be prepping my potions for the following day, my volatile potions. But...
Okay. Yeah, the 2 hours of downtime in the morning as part of the rest. Okay. All of you are within Dunnan. Sorry, go ahead, Herbalist.
On my watch, I would like to cast Spirit Speech, but that's it.
Okay, we'll come to that. I'll assume you're... Tang's probably taking last watch. I'll assume you're taking second to last. And I'll use Siegfried for second watch. The first 4 hours of watches. All of you are within 10 feet of Dunnan. You've set a fire. I would like all of you to roll me 4 Constitution saving throws. It is bitterly cold. So you have +5 to this. So I'm just lowering the DC in my head for this purpose.
Jesus Christ. We had 2 crit fails, and
Yeah.
it's worse than a crit fail.
Sorry, I'm on disadvantage, but it looks like I'm okay.
Do I not get advantage on this because I am a fluffy owl used to the very, very cold?
Do you have resistance to cold damage?
That's a good question. Probably not.
Then no. Siegfried is resistant to cold damage, so he's just immune to this. While being used to it, that can translate as properly insulating your nests and knowing not to stay outside in the dead of winter, as opposed to naturally able to overcome the effects of frostbite and exhaustion. All of you, thanks to Dunnan's aura, succeed. So the DC normally would have been 12. I dropped it by 2 because you guys did decide to set a fire, which can be tended to throughout the night. And then dropped it by another 5 because Dunnan's giving you all a +5, effectively. So most of you were in the realm of could it not fail. Tang, it could fail. Hellerast has a bonus that's high enough, it doesn't matter. Aeolus could fail that, I think, with the exhaustion. It wasn't a difficult DC, but it's worth checking. Aeolus. Eventually, Siegfried wakes you for your watch. You said you're casting something during this time as a ritual, correct?
Yes.
Because if you cast it as a spell slot, that interrupts your rest. What does it look like as you cast this?
So Aeolus uses his canine to splice his finger open, and the same markings that he would put for his blood rites he traces in the air, and it temporarily turns the sigil, and he just pushes it away, and it just flows into the air like a puff of wind, and it'll pulse, and he will drop down to his knees and just look around and will say, "Hi, friends. It's been a while. What has happened to you?"
There is an update to that text. I just linked it to you as well.
Oh, okay.
As you cast the spell, the question you implore to whatever spirits abound near you is, what has happened to you? Correct?
Yes.
You hear the wind start to pick up ever so slightly, and the campfire flickers for a moment to the point where it's flickered and then almost smothered down to just embers as something coils up around you. You can feel this form sort of creeping along your body. It gives you a shudder as you hear part of this in one ear, and then as it coils around your head, the other. This strange stereo voice as it sort of shifts from one ear to the other. We've been twisted. As the presence sort of shifts past you, the fire returns to normal. The strange feeling of something coiled around your form vanishes.
Can I, smell the area to see if the presence was Fey Fiend or undead?
You get no registry on it. Doesn't seem like there's any lingering thing for you to detect, as opposed to detecting something and not identifying it.
Okay.
Anything else?
If I focus on Ferguson, do I feel like I can focus my attention elsewhere other than the seventh piece? Can I ask or try to reach out to what Vergasiv may serve?
Focus, and it just seems to keep pulling in that north by northwest direction.
Okay. That's it.
Seems like at least at the moment, all of your it can't focus on anything else. Maybe when it has nothing else to pull towards, you might be able to do something different. But for now, that's where you're at.
Alright. Watch, I'll wake up 10.
Okay. Your watch continues to pass uneventfully. Tang, as you are roused for your watch, you said you are preparing all of the things for your volatile potions for the day, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And that is 3 volatile potions of heroism and 1 of watchful rest.
Yep.
Right, wonderful. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
I'm gonna spend a luck point to give myself advantage.
You've not completed a long rest yet. Do you still have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used one.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure how many you spent in the fight. 30.
I see. Oh.
As you are working on getting all of the things prepared for these, for you to dump the magic from yourself into them, as you, when you feel it coming back, starting to come back to you, and you're getting all of the preparation done. Faintest bit of movement catches your eye, incredibly small, about maybe 200 feet out, just perfectly lined up between the trees and branches, almost invisible with the orientation of its form. High up in one of the branches, you catch the faintest shuffle of feathers. And you just see a crow or a raven. It's hard to tell from this far off the size of the bird. Sort of watching the group of you. Your compatriots there in the tent behind you, you working on everything. The embers of the fire have grown low at this point. Dawn's maybe 30 minutes off. Not that there's much difference within the Pinwood once the sun rises, except in the hours around noon. It doesn't seem to be taking any. It's just sitting there watching. You keep it in mind as you continue to do your work. It doesn't move. It's unnervingly still. Eventually, it passes out of mind, and it's time to rouse your compatriots. All of you can go ahead and long rest your tokens. And let's do our mid-session break here. About 7 or 8 minutes or so, maybe as much. That work for you guys?
Yep. Thanks.
Alrighty. getting back into everything, the time is yours. The day breaks. You pack up camp. What would you like to do?
Should we press forward into the pinwood in the direction that the night led to?
Sounds good to me.
Plan.
Sorry, go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Before anyone does anything, here, and she hands out a potion of heroism to Aeolus, Heli, and Scythe.
Ooh, thanks.
And then, this is only gonna last for today, but when you drink it, you'll get 10 temporary hit points. They'll last for an hour, and you'll be under the effects of the blessed spell with no concentration required for an hour.
Nice.
No. Y'all need to remember your volatile potions.
And you get very upset if people don't remember that they have these potions.
Long rest potions.
Those of you who had a level of exhaustion, thank you for reminding me, Hilarious. Those who have had the level of exhaustion, it is reduced by 1. Which I believe was not Siegfried. No, he was fine.
I had exhaustion.
You had 1, Scythe had 3.
Yeah, so I have 1 now, I think, right?
Yeah, because Tang reduced you from 3 to 2, and now long rest 2 to 1. Alright. So Siegfried mentions he knows the direction to the ruins where the group of you fought Tadel previously. Well, some of you fought Tadel previously. Unless you want to try to find the tracks and pursue the other individual.
I think the night is more pressing. Personally. Let's follow Tang.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I would like, firstly, a survival check to find the tracks.
Can I guide myself?
Aid or help.
Sure. And Aeolus, you said you're helping?
Yep.
Alright, advantage and guidance. Wow.
Always when you roll with advantage.
It's still pretty good, truth be told. About 10 minutes of time to find the battlefield where the group of you had dispatched the Kenku, and find the tracks again. Of note, as you get to the the area where the Kenku were slain, their bodies have decomposed, and nothing but bones remains at this moment.
I take a few skulls.
Of course you do.
Okay. To be clear, Aeolus, these are considered the skulls of humanoids. People will look at you like the same way that if you're carrying a human skull around.
Oh no, yes.
Okay.
I proudly wear the halfling one on my belt.
What?
Yeah, Aeolus's elf cannon is the skull of the halfling lieutenant that we fought in Akkad.
Yeah, but you've modified it. Yeah. Yeah, it's covered in arcane runes and stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. These Kenku skulls will go into the bag of holding and will not see the light of day.
Got it. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you were aware that if you're wandering around with skulls of humanoids that aren't, like, clearly gear of some type, people might look at you queerly.
I know.
Pardon?
They already do.
Oh, he's younger now. He's just a new baby goth.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Okay. You do find the tracks though. They are heading west. Westish. Not sure if north or south, but you can start following them.
All right. And we're off. I guess I'm going to be leading the way.
I'll be right behind Tang.
Telling
Mhm.
me near the end.
Okay. Sive. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. The area falls away under foot and wing. An hour passes. And second hour creeps by. Forest is eerily silent. Partially from it being the dead of winter. But even then, there's usually some creatures that make even inhospitable places such as the Pinwood their home. That could be spotted about, making noise, the odd bird calls here and there. But it is like trudging through a deafened room. The only sounds, your own occasional talking and conversing about the tracks, and the trudge of your feet or wings, along with your own breathing. About midday, sun finally peaks and lets small rays of light down through the treetops here and there, creating this odd column-like shaft effect through different sections of the Pinwood. Brings you no heat or warmth, but it illuminates the space somewhat. At this point, Tang, I'd like you to make another survival check for the second half of the day to continue following the tracks.
Can I guidance myself again?
Certainly.
Hey, Alyssa, are you helping again?
Hell yeah.
Hey, oh yeah. Much better.
There you go. Dashing from rock to patch of roots to muddy flats, uphill and down dell, the tracks continue. You gather this individual moves quick and has gone far. About mid-afternoon, the tracks, and Siegfried alerts you to this, tracks have taken a southwestern turn. You've covered maybe 5 miles over the course of the day so far. Making decent progress, but you are still out needing to check your progress against making sure you don't rush past and miss a turn in the tracks, so you can't move at full pace. Based on Siegfried's maps and your recollection, the individual has likely turned almost directly towards what is properly Thornridge Bluffs.
Heading towards the ritual site.
And what Willem saw in his dream.
Hey Spencer, is there
Yep.
any scent associated with the tracks that I could pick up?
Make a perception check.
Come on, don't fuck me, dice. You fuck me, dice.
Not that you pick up. You're not sure if it is because there was no scent to begin with, or if it's just dissipated due to the time in between when the tracks have been made versus when you have found them. There's been a few moments that you've sort of lost the trail here and there and needed to pick it back up again, but these tracks seem to be relatively distinct. Heavy armored boot prints are very different than the tracks of animals throughout here. And there's the only uniqueness that you pick up is the shape of the track itself, as opposed to anything else.
Do we continue to follow?
Tang shrugs. At least we know where he was going.
Is it late afternoon at this point?
It is. You're about maybe an hour from dusk.
Can we take a look at Siegfried's map and estimate how long it would take us to head to the bluffs from this point? Okay. So do we want to push into the night and get further, or do we want to rest?
No. Notably, I will point this out for you. As you see on the map, there is a named section of the cliffs that is known as Thornridge Bluffs. Those continuing all the way to the outcropping of the Pinwood that forms the southeastern side of the Elderthorns Bay. Colloquially, most people refer to all of the cliffs as Thornridge Bluffs, but the highest portions are where it is named on the map.
Right. Okay. And that's where we found the entrance to the ruin.
Correct. That you fought what?
Where we fought Tadell and the twins at the altar.
Correct. The beginning of the higher portion of the bluffs.
Yeah.
The westernmost edge of the higher portion of them, pardon me. Which is a good 2.5, 3 days travel into the Pinwood. And then Calendil Ruins is where you fought the Wendigo, when you were working with the Skyfire clan.
Yep.
Nearly a year ago.
What does everyone want to do?
Go
I've heard-
home.
I mean, that is an option, but I would hate to rush towards this
Yeah.
enemy.
You ask. That's just.
But we're all still fresh.
Yeah.
Can we push for a few more hours, and then we'll look to set up camp?
Are you asking me or asking them?
Asking you.
Sure. You guys can do whatever you want. You want to continue your march for a couple more hours? That's fine.
I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for a good amount of camp while we are pushing forward, if that's the route we go.
Okay. As you proceed, I'd like another survival check from you, Chang. You can do the same bonuses. The tracks are getting harder to follow. The terrain is becoming significantly more rocky as more terrain passes underneath the group of you. Easy enough to try to keep it in mind. You're having to flit further afield from your compatriots, as there's sections of rock that presumably this individual has moved over 50 feet, 70 feet in between one set of tracks to another. The progress is going a bit slower, but your pace isn't, with a 29, isn't substantially hampered. Partway through your travel, about an hour and a half in, Tang, you come to a fairly steep cliff. It's about maybe 80 feet or so to the bottom. Not part of the bluffs structure themselves, just a ridge in the pinwood itself, seemingly. And you do confirm the tracks lead effectively directly over it. It takes you maybe 5 minutes or so to head down to the bottom and find them once again. For you and Sive, getting to the bottom's no issue. How do the rest of you go down?
I can cast Fly on myself. Do Heli or Tunin?
Siegfried can spend a wild shape if you want him to.
Whatever it is that we usually do, I can't remember. There's been so many ways to just descend.
I'll use a few charges of Vertisive, and I will cast Fly.
Fly on.
I'll use one on myself, one on Heli.
Well, what time is it?
It's dusk.
Dusk. I got
like-
Featherfall with the Bangle of the Starlight Raven. We're just going down, right?
Yeah. You're just launching yourselves over and feather falling? Okay.
might try to go from rock to rock, but
It's only 80 feet. Like, one use of Featherfall will get everyone down.
oh, okay. Whatever you guys want to do.
One charge affects everybody, right?
Yeah, I think it's up to 5 others. Like, it's yourself plus 5. Okay. Mark off the charge for Featherfall.
Okay.
Group of you easily surpass that obstacle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pick up roughly where we land from Featherfall, or are they?
About 60 to 70 feet out from the bottom of the cliff.
Okay.
Almost like the individual made an angled descent from the edge as opposed to straight down. Not for lack of terrain upon which tracks could be left at the base. It is rocky, but there's also muddy patches and snow and everything else collected at the bottom here as well. It's possible that this knight could have left footprints there, but there are none. So with 29, you guys are relatively adapted, confirming this individual is the most likely thing is at some way to change his fall distance to go over horizontal distance, not just vertical distance. At this point, it is night is growing closer, and the sun is set. The sky is still somewhat light, but it is not long for this world. Saying you've not spotted any using your passive because you're focused on the tracks as well, which is still very good. You've not spotted any camp locations quite as good as the spot you found the night before, but there's a number of potential spots here along the bottom of this cliff that would at least, in theory, cover you from one direction, like by camping against the cliff face at the base. It's not perfectly sheer. It's maybe like a 75, 80 degree angle, but it's better than like camping in the middle of the wood. If you so choose to stop here. Pardon?
Can Siegfried cast illusory terrain?
I believe he can. Let me double check if he has it prepared. He does not have it prepared.
It's fine. We'll be fine.
Okay. Are you setting up camp or are you pushing onwards?
What does the group want to do? I am okie doke with either.
Same.
Yeah.
Does everyone have dark vision?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as we don't lose the tracks, I'm okay with pressing forward. Once it starts becoming difficult for me to keep on them, then I suggest we rest.
I don't think I have dark vision, but I've got blind sight. So, like, I guess if I hold someone's hand, I'm fine-ish.
Wait. What?
You do not have dark vision.
Hold on.
Does anyone have the dark vision spell?
I don't have the dark vision spell. Shit.
I don't need it. I have dark vision.
Siegfried normally preps it, but he has dark vision now, so
I guess
He
you
does-
just get to
he doesn't have it prepped.
hold hand.
I can sit on Helly's shoulders.
piggyback ride.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. No kicking, though.
Deal.
I'm gonna activate a Crimson Right.
Okay.
Or
Noted.
I'm gonna activate my Crimson Right.
Sure. Sounds good. So you have Vergisive drawn. Which at this point is, with 6 pieces, is about the length of a quarterstaff. It is no longer a small rod by any means.
So does that mean I can hold it like a quarterstaff?
One-handed. It's not quite large enough for dual wielding. Not that it's gonna, or versatile wielding. Pardon me. Not that you're gonna get any benefit from wielding it versatile. It's about 5-ish feet long at the moment. Quarterstaff would normally be like 6 or 6.5, but
Yeah. I have a lance. Nice.
that's even longer than that. You went in the wrong direction.
Walking through, just like testing how to hold Vergisive now. He's just like, ha! No. Ha! No.
Right. Whilst Aeolus is playing with different grips on his rod.
God damn it.
You push onwards. I'd like a Constitution saving throw from all of you, please.
Why, son?
5. What did you do to yourself?
It's okay, I gotcha.
If you also roll a natural 1,
Yeah. I guess.
Oh my.
Oh.
Helly, I need one from you also, please.
I've clicked it 3 times.
Oh, really?
My computer is shit.
no, no.
Okay, there we go. I think this one will come.
There we go. Now all 3 of them came through. 17. Okay.
That's fine.
Nice delay. Okay. Helly, Aeolus, fine. Tang and Sive. Maybe it's the reliance on your wings over the course of the day. Maybe it's something else. But the cold and the distance. Tang, maybe it's the needing to. You've been trying to split your focus as you track and look for a place, and you've been sort of on the entire day as opposed to letting someone else take the lead in tracking. Both of you gain a level of exhaustion from the cold and the exertion over the course of the day. As you proceed, about another 1.5 miles falls away under foot and wing. And Tang, your passive is 24, correct?
23.
23, okay. And Dunnan can't fail it at the moment. His bonus is too high. Siegfried could have technically failed. Slim chance. Tang, I'd like you to actually just roll me a perception check, please. Aeolus, you notice a change. Oh my god.
I see all.
Aeolus, you notice the change in smell about 40 minutes into this last hour and a half or so. You smell the change in the air, smell of the salty sea, You know you're close to the cliffs at this point. All good. I'll add it for you, Ellie.
Thanks.
And dang, as sorry, go ahead. Pardon?
Did you remove the proficiencies for save throws on my sheet? I don't have resilient anymore. The con save that I made, I didn't have proficiency in.
I did not. I did not change anything on your sheet recently.
It wasn't checked, but I would have had a +4 to my
Okay.
con save against exhaustion.
Then unmark the exhaustion. Is it 4? Yeah. You have why are your other saves not ticked either?
I don't know. I have not touched that area of my sheet.
Okay. Tick your other saves that you would normally have for cleric, which is, I believe, wisdom and charisma. Yeah, let's check that for me.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Helly, I added a resource. Just double check your charges.
Okay.
And set the total and set how many you have.
Yep. Wisdom and charisma.
Thank you.
As you see that your compatriots are keeping pace, and Analyst is sort of stopped to sniff the air for a moment. You get another. Maybe it's luck, or maybe it's just skill that you don't realize you're even doing. But the way that you've stopped, you have this beautiful line through the trees trunks, and you get a sliver of about maybe 8 inches wide that this tree walking has not blocked your vision. You can see a clearing and an individual standing on a rocky outcropping, just barely through the edge here. Maybe 250, 300 feet away from you. You can't quite make out who this person is, but you see somebody standing. Does not appear to be facing the group of you.
Is it 100 feet away?
About 250 feet away.
50 feet away. I gesture for the party to get low and go stealth mode essentially, and I point towards the direction that the person is in.
Siegfried does not have Pass Without Trace.
What does he have prepared? Goodness gracious.
I don't know. I keep telling him to stop taking stuff off of his sheet, but he keeps removing spells and then putting spells back on. He has Absorb Elements, Protection from Evil and Good, Healing Word, Cure Wounds, Enhance Ability, Lesser Restoration, Revivify, Aura Vitality, Dispel Magic, Daylight, Guardian of Nature, Polymorph, Freedom of Movement, Mask Cure Wounds, Commune with Nature, and Transport via Plants.
Well, we can't pass without trace, but we can at least try to be stealthy.
Yeah. I don't believe the rest of you have Pass Without Trace, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure. I'd like stealth checks from everyone then.
Can I guidance Dunnan?
Sure.
I don't think it's gonna help, but I'm gonna try.
gun.
Ale, show me a D100 for me.
Murder.
How bad was they?
Dunning got an 18. Sorry, he has disadvantage. Hold on. I don't know why. Dunning got a 14.
Which Siegfried got a 5, so we're still SOL.
Well, that's the D100 was for. So Siegfried can wheel that. So he gets a D6 on top of that if someone wants to roll for me.
Sure.
9. It's better than 5. All right, so we have
They were tied.
9, 9, 5 with a 13. Oh no. Time to go 11.
Gunnin is more stealthy than Scythe?
The guidance helped. Failure, success. Ooh, okay.
I'm the only one.
Yeah. It is what it is sometimes. Creeping closer. Get within about